And we're looking at what the Supreme Court said on Sayan Lahiri and his bail plea, where the Supreme Court dismissed the bail plea. This, as remember, Sayan Lahiri was one of the many who were arrested for the August 27th march. Sayan Lahiri is a part of the students' body in Kolkata. And remember, the students' body was protesting over the horrific rape and murder of a junior doctor at the RG Medical College and Hospital. Remember, earlier it was the Calcutta High Court that had given bail to the student leader, but the Supreme Court there dismissing Sayan Lahiri's bail. What were some of the observations made by the Supreme Court? My colleague Saurabh Gupta has more details.
There are a lot of protests going on, and it's very difficult to identify one group from another, multiple protests, simultaneous protests. So obviously it's a difficult job to identify who's what. But Sayan Lahiri is someone associated with the Paschim Bango Chhatra Samaj. What is the Paschim Bango Chhatra Samaj? According to the police, an unregistered organization claiming to represent students, but not a registered body of students. Now, that call for the Nabanna Abhijan, which saw immense violence, which saw policemen being attacked, stone pelting, all of that happening, was given by the Paschim Bango Chhatra Samaj. Sayan Lahiri, the man in question, was arrested by the police, and the police say that the conspiracy or whatever, that the violence that took place on that day, somehow he was responsible because he had given the call for that protest. Now, Sayan Lahiri, of course, got bail from the Calcutta High Court. The West Bengal government challenged that order in the Supreme Court and prayed for cancellation of his bail. But the Supreme Court also has turned it down. And of course, that's part of legal process. But what is happening here is that there are a lot of protests taking place. There are no doubt genuine protests taking place, well-meaning, well-thinking citizens who are coming out on the streets. But at the same time, there are political protests taking place, and there are some protests that are taking place with the intention to cause violence. But like I said, given there are so many protests, and given that so many organizations are calling for these protests, it's difficult to point out who's saying what. But today, of course, the West Bengal government's challenge to the High Court decision came up in the Supreme Court. And of course, another protest as we speak, Vedant, is taking place now. Doctors. Junior doctors are supposed to march towards the police headquarters today, and that protest will take place in a while from now. But what you see at this point is, of course, the preparations for that protest.